Hello everyone, it's Michelle Lupton here, and I just wanted to show you how I made this yupo card with alcohol inks. I have to apologise for my voice. I have my second cold for 2019. Yay me. I actually just posted a photo of the rainbow background on this yupo on my Instagram account. I made one yesterday and I just liked it so much that I posted on Instagram, and I had lots and lots of comments on it, particularly ones asking me how I got that look. Now there's lots of videos online of how to make backgrounds with alcohol inks, especially by people like Jennifer Maguire and Jessica Frost-Ballas. People like that who do amazing jobs, but I just thought I'd do one as well. So what I'm using is some yupo and a whole lot of blending solution that I put on to start with, and then various different alcohol inks, and then I'm using this little puffer, air puffer, that's actually a distress, I can't remember what it's called. What you do is you put your distress markers into the little holder on this puffer, and it allows you to get like a spatter effect from your distress markers. And it's really cool, but I don't really use it very much. But then when I saw a video with Jess Frost-Ballas, and she was using a puffer that is meant to clean camera lenses, I thought, oh, I don't have one of them. Maybe I should go and buy one. And then I was sitting down one day and looked down and I'm like, oh my God, I have one sitting here and it's been sitting here all the time. So I pulled it out, and I'm sure lots of people have this at home and just haven't thought of using it for this application, but it's really cool. Anyway, the colours that I'm using here, I had amethyst, watermelon, peach bellini, lemonade, pistachio, and sailboat blue. And as you can see, I'm doing it in sort of bits and pieces, not in any particular order. I mean, it's in rainbow order, I mean the colours, but I mean the application. I put down some blending solution, I put down some colour, I squeezed it, used the air puffer, and then I put down some more colour. Sometimes I put down more blending solution before I went to the next colour if I thought it had dried out a little bit too much. But then after I got the colour down, I went back over it multiple times with more colour and more blending solution until I was happy with the look. Now, I wasn't aiming for a really intense colour. I mean, it is quite bright, but I didn't want heaps and heaps of ink on there. It's got a bit of transparency to it. If I had been planning on using my lift ink with it, then I would have wanted a bit more colour, I think, a little bit more ink on there, but I didn't. So this is just fine. You can see these are two backgrounds that I made yesterday that are completely dry. So the one in the middle isn't dry yet. So I'm not going to use this one today. I'm going to leave it sit. I usually let them sit overnight before I actually use them on a card. I'm going to use one of the ones that I made yesterday, but as you can see, they're very, very similar. It's just that I started the rainbow in a different place. So with this one, I started with the green at one end, the blue at the other end, whereas the one that I did today, I started with blue at one end and purple at the other end. Anyway, here's the card that I'm going to make. I'm going to make it relatively simple. I don't know if I can really call it a CAS card, a clean and simple card, because there's no white space really. It's just all colour in the background, but it's a relatively simple card to make. So what I'm using is these layering word dies from Simon Says Stamp, the Happy. I've cut it from white cardstock and from some vellum. I also cut these little fine frames, which are from Altenew, and I'm using these stamps from Birch Press. So I cut the border the Fine Frames border, and the Happy from Gina K white cardstock. It's actually, I only just got this a couple of days ago in the mail. I've been trying out lots and lots of different white cardstocks because, I don't know, there's always something about a white cardstock that I'd like to be different. Either it's not heavyweight enough, or it's not bright white enough, or it's got a bit too much tooth, or maybe it's a little bit too towards the grey end of white, or anyway, I'm so picky. So I've got this little stash, a little folder of all these different white cardstocks. I've got Simon Says Stamp, I've got Stampin' Up, I've got now I've got Gina K, I've got Catherine Pooler, I've got just all of these different, we've got Hero Arts, all heaps and heaps of different white cardstocks. And so I just keep on using different ones. I seem to come back to the Nina Solar White a lot. I also seem to come back to the Stampin' Up Whisper White cardstock quite a fair bit. But anyway, this is the Gina K, so I'm just starting to use this, and I really, really like it, actually. Anyway, so I've adhered my yupo piece to this side folding white card. I'm going to adhere this Fine Frames. I'm using Gina K Connect glue, which I'm really enjoying using. And then I'll be adhering the Sentiment. Now, with the Sentiment, I'm sort of following in the footsteps of Jennifer Maguire in liking having a die cut word with little stamp mini sentiment over the top of it. I had actually planned on having this birthday to you part of the sentiment just on the descenders, on the little bits at the bottom of the Happy, of the PPY. But when I put it there, I decided, no, I don't. I wanted it right on top of the main parts of the letters. So I decided to cut it down a little bit finer, so there wasn't as much black on it, because I didn't want it to cover up the Happy quite as much. So I made it a little bit narrower. And here I am just faffing around trying to figure out where to put it, because that's what I do. I take ages trying to organise where things are going to go on my cards. But finally decided, here it goes. So the Happy stuck right there, the birthday to you on top. Then I'm going to add some sequins. You know, I just this morning saw a video. There was somebody put some spam on my blog, a comment, and took me back to a post that I'd written years ago saying how much I really didn't like sequins. How things change. Now I can barely do a card without putting sequins on it somewhere. Same with rainbows. I do rainbow cards all the time, but hey, it makes me happy. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you find it useful, and I hope to see you back here sometime soon. Bye.